My name is Elysabeth Alfano, your host of The Dinner Party. When celebs can't make the filming of my live TV roundtable talk show, I take the dinner party to them. Hydrating in style over Voss water, and with the help of my friends at Stove Cookware. Here's a recent episode of The Dinner Party at the Sunset Marquis in Los Angeles with actor Michael Madsen and filmmaker and his mother, Elaine Madsen. Speaking of your mother, do you ever go to her for advice on a script, or do you ever say, read this because I'm not sure?
I think she's a great writer. I think she's a great poet. And I think that she, I had a father who was a blue-collar fireman. Right. Who was, pretty stubborn, pretty, bull of a man. And there's my mom, who's this gentle, intellectual, artistic individual. So I had these two great superpowers who created me. And I'm stuck in the middle somewhere, like a freak of nature. That's me with my mom as a little boy. And then later in life, I'm killing people in Donnie Brasco. So
which was a great movie.
So it's kind of a weird
baby on the
double
left
image, right?
Yes.
Like, that's where it started, and that's what happened. Being a parent's been the hardest thing in the world for me. It's been a lot more hard to figure out than being a movie actor. I call her and ask her advice about what to do with my kids.
I'm sure you do.
Even at this point in my life,
that
I'm still
makes a
calling
lot of
her.
Sense.
I call her to ask her how to spell stuff. I call her to ask her questions about history or anything like that. And I swear to God, she's never not known the answer.
You are
Say,
lucky.
Mom, what year was Caesar killed by Brutus? She knows. Mom, where did the pyramids really come from? She knows. Mom, how do you spell, she knows. I mean, it's really bizarre. She's self-taught. She's read, I don't know how many books she's read, but she's like a walking library of humanity and history. It's anytime I don't know something, I go, well, I'm going to call my mom.
This is a poem I wrote about Michael. Michael is magic hour's purple night blue. He's a silver-edged feather flight, sun-green festooned. He's a luminous lark with a scarlet-streaked brow that's sewn with a star from the Pleiades bow, where it's growing new stars for their Michael to throw.
Wonderful. How old was Michael when you wrote that?
She just wrote that yesterday.
Okay. Would you like to show your softer side and read some poetry?
I don't know how soft it's going to come out, but
Well,
yeah, I found it, yeah. It's called Mom, as she said. What year was that? Wow. There's a wall in Battery Park, the Vietnam Memorial, with words emblazoned in glass blocks, written by soldiers, letters written home, words from young men who died in battle. One stood out for me. It says, "Dear Mother, I am cursed. I'm a soldier in a time when war is not in fashion." This made me think of my own mother. She wrote to me as a child, not with words, but with deeds that said, "Dear son, I am cursed. I'm a soldier when soldiers are not in fashion." She gave up everything to give her children choices. Choices that turned out to be blessed and blessed by God. She was, is, and always will be remembered by me as the few and the brave. And to quote Robert Frost, it made all the difference.
I'm going to say cheers to your mother. Cheers to Elaine. That was wonderful. You do have a soft side. Your mother is a poet, a playwright, editor-in-chief of a magazine, and she's a director, Emmy Award-winning movie director, and you've recently directed and starred in and produced another film called I Know a Woman Like This. Now, the majority of things that I've just said are in your 80s and 70s.
70s and 80s, right.
Yes.
Yeah, the first film that I won an Emmy for, I was in my 50s. This documentary is about, it's an attitude about being at a time of your life when society tells you just like, go away and sit in your rocking chair. Well, I have 17 women on film who all have incredible attitude of like, that's just a lot of bullshit. And, you know, we have
you got Rita Moreno. You got
yeah,
Eartha
we got
Kitt.
Rita
Oh, my
Moreno
God,
and Eartha Kitt.
Lauren Hutton.
Lauren Hutton is so
Yeah.
funny. And in this documentary, we actually talk about the lively sex activities, sex lives that we have. You know, it doesn't stop. It doesn't go away because of the calendar.
Great, Mom. Can we talk about something else?
It's been really, really satisfying. It took us a really long time, but we do now have a distributor, Virgil Films. It's going to be released around Mother's Day, and
Across the
they're-
country?
You didn't tell me. that.
across country, right?
Well,
Well,
good for
you're
you,
in
Mom.
China and you're in Italy. I mean, I haven't.
Oh, Mom, that's
We're
great.
just catching up this week, you know.
See,
so
we have to be on a show together to find out.
to
what-
find out.
yeah. Thank you.
And I could have been in the south of France.
Oh, this is so much better. So much better.
My son, you know, he goes, Dad, why did you have to get killed in Hawaii 5-0? And I'm like, well, you know, that's what happens when you're a guest star. You get killed by the leading man, you know? You know, I get asked the same questions a lot, and so I try to be inventive with my answer. And I'm sitting there, and one of them goes, so, Michael, you know, what have you been doing while you're in Italy? And I said, oh, well, you know, I actually got to meet the Pope, which I obviously had not been able to do that, but I just made it up. And I said, oh, I met the Pope.
I wanted to be creative.
And yeah, and everybody was like, oh, my, you know, I realized that they believed me, you know?
Yes.
And so I was like, yeah. And one of them goes, well, what did he say? What did the Pope say? And I go, well, he asked me what it was like to work with Quentin. You know,